Hey guys, Cam for 15 back at it yet again with another video for you guys, joined by my co-host, the Red Wolf.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm mentally drained after yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. I don't remember anymore. Anyways,
We're not going to talk about that.
you were not gonna talk about that.
Anyways, what we are going to talk about is Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball continues to be good. I'm so happy. And now, let's get to the point because I think the story's picking up now. We got our fourth companion joining the crew as we wait for Vegeta, Piccolo, Bulma.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. What more can we say? What more can we say? We like Panzy in here. Panzy is a nice girl. Funny too.
Very funny.
So, anyways, let's get on with it. So, where we last left off from last week, Goku kicked ass,
Mm-hmm.
and
Continue.
then the
Continue
masked
to impress.
character confronted them, and it ended up actually being the girl Panzy, another member of the demon race.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pansy's like, who the heck are you guys? And obviously Goku's like, well, I'm Goku, I'm strong and everything. This is my friends.
Well, Goku didn't say his name until later.
Yeah, he didn't say it till later on. And she basically goes on to tell him, like, hey, thanks for helping me out. I didn't know you were pretty dang strong. And Goku, and she asked him, like, okay, how you get so strong? And
Goku like, training.
she's just like, the fuck? What is that supposed to mean? What is training? Again, these people, they're very unaware to otherworldly terms.
Yeah, training key. And apparently they're only, familiar with magic.
Yes. So the thing is, Glorio is kind of annoyed and everything. He's like, all right, let's go. We don't need time to be wasting. Now Pansy drops down. She's like, hey, come on, let me help you and everything. Well, Goku spoils the fact that, like, oh, we're looking for the Demon King here in this third realm and everything. And they're like, shut up, Goku. You talk too much.
Yeah,
So she's like, oh, you're going to the Demon King's palace? Okay, the Demon King's castle. I can show you there. And they're like, look, Gloria's like, look, go do what you need to go do. We don't need your help. And really, obviously, she doesn't listen. She just starts walking with them, and Gloria's just like, oh my god, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this.
yeah.
Um, so one, she ends up talking about, like, one, she's very intrigued with, especially with Goku, because she's like, I ain't never seen your kind around here. Who the heck are you? And she obviously asks, like, about, or first they ask, like, what's your name? And she's like, oh, my name's Panzy. And Goku's like, that name is so funny. And she's like, excuse me, what's your name? And he's like, oh, my name is Goku. And she just like, Goku, that's a weird name right then and there with itself. And Goku even says, like, oh, so other people call me Kakarot. Again, I always love it when Goku always acknowledges his name is actually Kakarot.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the very few times he actually calls himself Kakarot.
Yes. And then, of course, Pansy says, that's another weird name.
So yeah. She also asks about Supreme Kai, talking about that he's a Jin or whatever, and that his race comes from here. And she's just like, why would you be here on the third demon realm area? Like, aren't you guys supposed to be in another area? And he's just like, yeah, but I'm just journeying. How?
Journey.
Yes, journeying. Yeah, I know. I can't. I'm, I'm stupid. I'm stupid, guys. I'm stupid. So yeah, and she's like, well, okay, a little bit weird and everything. And then she asks, oh, like, so what's your name? And Goku's just like, he pronounces Glorio's name completely wrong. Just like how,
Glory. Glory. Or
yeah, it's just like if you've seen any other reviews on the channel, mostly my Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai, there is a character that I can't pronounce his name right, and my friend over here gets so triggered by it.
now let me ask. can you still not pronounce his name right, or are you able to do it now?
Hyunko.
Nice. There you go. I don't understand why it was so hard before, but yes.
Hunico.
Now I know you're just trolling me.
That was go watch our Dragon Quest Adventure of Die. This man would get so triggered. We would spend like a good minute of the video talking about this man trying to tell me how to say it right.
I'm just confused on why it was so difficult for you, that's all.
Whatever.
Then again, to this day I have trouble saying Zhu Yan.
Yeah. Or
Did I say it right or did I say it wrong?
something like that. You said it almost right.
Fair enough. Okay, carry on.
But yes, Glorio. It seems like this is gonna be the banter, the gag that they're going to do for the rest of the show. He's just gonna keep pronouncing his name wrong, and Glorio's like, "It's Glorio," and Goku's like, "Glorio, go what?"
That's Goku for you.
So, Panzy does speak about what she, because they asked her like, so why did she even show up in the village? And she basically talked about how she doesn't like what King Goma's been doing and everything since taking over after Deborah. Like, she even goes on to mention like, look, Deborah was bad, but not as bad as what we are seeing Goma do, which that's quite interesting. Because we saw earlier in the show, I think it was I think it was 2 episodes ago. We saw a statue of him, and it's like, okay, maybe the Demon Realm people actually do like Deborah, but it seems like there might have been some people that didn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. Now we don't know his policies and how he handled things. We only know like little bits and pieces. Like we know with Supreme Kai's sister. That he funded her research for science and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows? My only thing is, okay, how do these people not know about what Goku and company can do, but Dabaru could do that stuff? Now, maybe was that because the Majin Buu enhancements or the Majin enhancements? I don't know.
It is interesting to know that Dabaru was bad, but not as bad as King Goma? That puny little King Goma? Huh.
Yeah. That's the thing. Also, too, Panzy does show off her magic. It seems like she's not as adept with her magic, because she's like, dang near almost stresses herself out trying to just do a tiny little rock. And technically, like, that's telekinesis that she's really doing, so...
Yeah.
It's like, I would think like Goku would have said like, oh, I've seen people do that before. It's easy. He can't do telekinesis, but you know.
Yeah, he can't do telekinesis though.
But like we've seen Frieza do it at some point. You know, obviously that's kind of the thing then and there. But we see that Pansy's not as adept with magic, but she is adept with machines. And she's like, I guess pretty smart up there, which...
Space Bulma. Okay.
Yes, or I want to say Space Bulma, Demon Bulma, essentially.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So makes sense, and that's kind of like another Dragon Ball tie-in, because from the original Dragon Ball, you know, Bulma since a young age was very adept at machines because she was part of the Castle Corporation.
Oh yeah, and Pansy's 82. Just FYI.
I was about to get to that for a second. Yeah, and obviously it makes sense because in the opening and the endings, her and Bulma definitely look like they're gonna be probably talking a lot with each other because, well, if they're both good at machines, well, hey, that's the thing right then and there. Now, if they wanted to omit Bulma, I think Panzy knowing machines would be fine, but I guess you can say conveniently they have a mechanic or a character that knows about machines with them. So
and soon they will have 2 with them since Vegeta, Bulma, and the others are coming also.
Yes. Now, like my man mentioned, Panzy is actually 82 years of age. So if you, for whatever reason, before going to this show, were like massively simping for Pansy, well, I guess you're a-okay. She's legal.
I don't think people would go that far, but okay.
Listen,
Don't worry. Don't think too much about that, guys. As he closes the door.
sorry, my parents, my mom came in.
Okay.
Anyways, as I was saying, yes, if you were simping for Pansy and you were questionable about that, well, she's legal. She's 82. Which, when Goku found that out, he's like, "You're older
You're
than
older than
me."
me.
And also, if you also read Dragon Ball Super, people would probably be freaking triggered because obviously people do not like the Trunks and Maya relationship because Maya's actually
Ah,
this old woman and everything, but Trunks is still a teenager. I've said in my Dragon Ball Super reviews when they had a whole chapter focused on man Trunks trying to go out on a date with Mai. I don't care. I don't care. It's all fiction. It's all BS. And I know people hate the relationship because they think it's so forced. Why didn't you hate that shit when it was in the Goku Black arc then?
yeah, then people were actually supporting it. I don't know why they're not doing it now.
Because they're idiots. And in that case, Mai would be over 100 years old while Trunks is probably in his like late 20s, early 30s. So is there any problem with that? Oh no, but because they're both adults and Trunks is an adult, there's no problem with that. But if it's a teen Trunks and obviously teen Mai, even though mind wise, she's basically would be considered an old grandmother to Trunks. Whatever. I have no issue with the relationship. I think that relationship, since Toriyama introduced that shit, is it's gonna happen.
Hmm.
It's gonna happen unless Toritaru changes course and is like, no, that was gonna be a little ship that we had, but it wasn't gonna go any deeper than that. But
I feel like I had a feeling.
that might be the case, personally. And I know we're going off on a tangent. I think that's gonna be an end game relationship because, listen, Bulma's getting older. Um, and hey, Trunks, I could see it to where Bulma's like, you're gonna have to get married eventually, Trunks. Why don't you marry Mai? She's pretty helpful. And plus, Mai knows mechanics and everything and stuff like that. Even though they've already explained that Bulla at her kid miniature size age is already knowing how to do with technology at age number 2 than she is ever before. But again, like I said, Mai is into the robotic stuff too, and she does, and it is confirmed she does help out Bulma from time to time. And we already know, like, her and future Bulma had a whole like relationship in terms of knowing each other. It's only gonna make sense. It's gonna happen, you damn Dragon Ball Super fans that do not like that ship. It's going to happen. As much as you don't like to see it forced, it will happen. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But anyways, yeah, she goes on to talk about the incident of like, yeah, them draining lifespans, and basically we find out that demon racemen live to be around 1,000 years old. So that's pretty old. So that guy that we saw last week got damn near drained, and he said, oh, if you drain me again, you'll kill me. He must be like shit. He must have been like in 900 years old at something.
At least.
990, I'm guessing. From the way he was talking.
That's scary to think about. Getting your life drained until you die.
Like legit, and that's what Pansy says and everything. So yeah, but it was a nice little tidbit to hear and everything, and it's like, okay, we get another confirmed race to see how long they live. Now maybe that's also the average lifespan of Namekians too, because I don't think they ever confirmed the true lifespan of how long a Namekian can live up to. We know they can get pretty old, but still they can be fairly youthful. So maybe since Namekians came from the demon realm, they can live up to 1,000 years of age.
Yeah, because Piccolo's also pretty old. Well, Is Piccolo older than Goku? No, I don't think he's older than Goku because
Well,
Piccolo was born like
no, he was born.
yeah, yeah, he was like
Goku he was like 13 or 14 by the end of the Demon King Piccolo arc.
yeah, because Goku was like a kid and Piccolo was like barely hatching.
So, yeah. Look, man, that's the thing. Now, like, if you get to like, no, like, no, like, obviously, like, right now, Piccolo's old. Well, humans would deem Piccolo old. In a weird way, you can say he's probably not that old.
Hmm.
And plus, with the fact that now he's got a resurgence, and now that he's going to be very important to the story going forward, um, hey, it is what it is, right?
Right.
So, which actually is crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, man. This man Piccolo could still be alive when even Pan has children,
That I would like to see.
but he'd probably be freaking old though.
Hmm.
Probably on his like last like legs, you know.
Yeah. Back on topic.
Yes, back on topic. So they end up traveling, getting overpasses like overpass and everything, and they end up reaching the Demon King's castle. So they basically go up to the castle, and the guards are like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop over there! Who are you?" And Gloria's like, "Look, it's me, Gloria. Your king summoned me to do this." And then Pansy shows up. She's like, "All right, let us through now." And what's the shocking revelation that we find out about Pansy?
She's the princess.
I did not see this coming.
I that makes two of us.
I thought she, at least from where she would came from, she would be some. I guess like because she fought against the obviously Goma's people, right? And it's like, okay, maybe she comes from like this poor demon race clan or whatever our village or something, and she's like defending the peace and everything. No, she's a princess. She's of royal blood.
Yes, and Goku makes them be like, you don't look like a princess. how, how dare you, Goku? Did you?
Yeah. So they basically go in. Also, we do cut over to the Goma men. They basically like, did you find this man? And they're like, no, we didn't get a glimpse of his collar. So I guess these people put these collars on these people and to tell like who they are and where they're at, which is more slavery right then and there.
Hmm.
So clearly they're eventually gonna get back to Goma and tell him like, yeah, there was some spiky haired kid with some round ears that attacked us. He was in the third demon realm, right? So only Goma's gonna put two and two together to see who that is. Speaking of Goma, we see Dende in this baby carriage and is being read a book of a story from this demon woman.
Yes. So it's revealed that King Goma's plan is to create new Dragon Balls with Dende.
So does that mean he's just gonna throw Neva to the curb now?
He probably would. He probably would. I mean, let's be real. He's a demon.
Even though he promised him, I'd give you 1,000 more years of life.
Yeah, I think he's just dispensable at this point for him.
I guess so. Now we don't know if maybe Dende has full consciousness of his actual self because we know Trunks and Goten when they reverted back to being babies, that was the case. They actually could talk with each other telepathically about what was going on. Now, is Dende the same? So far, we haven't seen if Dende's actually thinking like, what the hell is this? What the hell's going on? I need to do something. Or if he's just like his mind even reverted back to baby Dende. I don't know. But we don't see that. You don't see that. But yeah, that's his plan. He's gonna use Dende to make new Dragon Balls. I guess since he's not strong enough to go up against the the Tomigamis, I'm guessing. So that'll be my only prediction. Now, what he could be using the other Dragon Balls for? It could have been that wish to find that evil eye thing that he talked about in the first episode.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Anyways, we cut back to Goku. They go before Pansy's father, the king. We don't see Pansy's mother. Um, so unless correct me if I'm wrong if we don't, but I don't think we did. Um, so his dad, and the thing is, this king is known for being kind of like a mafia boss, but still doing good things, right? Which was funny. Um, so he obviously is like, "Oh, Pansy, my dear, how are you doing?" Blah 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 blah. And he's like, "Oh, good Glorio." Basically, Pansy tells her dad that, okay, yeah, these people saved me from Goma's men and everything, and he's like, "Oh, well, thank you for that." And he also mentions like, "Oh, these are the people from the other world that you brought." And Pansy's like, "Wait, other world? What the hell's going on here?" And obviously, that's when Goku finally explains who they are. They basically explain like, "Yes, we're from planet Earth, in Universe 7." And she's like, "Oh, so that's why you guys look all weird, and that's why you guys were doing what you were doing." Um, so that's the thing. You get a funny comment about the king basically telling this man's like, "Oh yeah, Goku, after this whole situation is over with, you can marry my daughter if you'd like."
Yeah, and then Pansy was like, "That's not for you to decide, Dad." And he's like, "I'm not saying right now. I'm saying when you're all grown up." And then Goku makes a mention, which I'm glad he mentioned. I'm actually married actually, and I
And I
have
got two
and I have
kids.
kids.
And
Like,
they're like, "Huh?"
"Ah, you're that young and you're and you have kids already?"
Yeah, I think Pansy makes sense. She's like, "Bro, what are people like? Are people on Earth all the size of children or something?" And then basically that's when Supreme Kai comes in and says, like, "Look, we were actually turned into children by Goma because he used our Dragon Balls." They were also shocked, like, "Wait, you guys have Dragon Balls too?" And
Mhm.
everything. Just going back to the Pansy or the Goku marrying Pansy thing, that was a funny line. That was a funny line. You know, as I'm watching up the episode, I'm just like, I'm not trying to say I ship Pansy with Goku, but I can see some members of the community wanting to ship Pansy with Goku. And that would be funny. And the fact that I'm like, okay, the moment the king finds out that Goku say Pansy, he's gonna be like, "Why don't you marry my daughter?" I'll just say this. This is the closest you're gonna get to Goku potentially being shipped with. Well, not being shipped with. He's been shipped with a lot of girls.
He's been
Um,
he's even been shipped with Android 21. So
this is the closest somebody's gonna. They tease Goku getting married to somebody of another race.
hmm.
So expect art of Goku and Pansy potentially being married and potentially having kids, because you already know people are making Dojin arts or just spin-off Dragon Ball manga about Goku getting married with Pansy and having two wives. You already know it's gonna be a funny manga where somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, let's get married, Pansy." And then next thing you know, in that same little fan-made Dragon Ball manga, somebody, Chi-Chi's gonna see like, "Who the hell is this girl?" And she's like, "Oh, this is my second wife, Chi-Chi. Meet Pansy." You
Okay,
know,
enough of
Dragon
that.
Ball community members are gonna do that. You know
Okay,
they're gonna do that.
I know they're gonna do that.
Shit, people, you're gonna have it to where people just be like, "You're gonna choose Pansy over Chi-Chi anyway." I'm like, what the? Watch, people are gonna be like, "You know what? I'm gonna live in the demon realm and live with Pansy." I'll say that. That's as close as you're gonna get to Goku potentially marrying another race. And no, I guess also too. I guess if you want to be literal, it's the closest you're ever gonna get to. Even though technically demons not deities, but technically demons would be on. If you get biblical, demons are kind of like deity type of things,
Yeah,
anyways.
just yeah,
It'd be the closest you could get to seeing maybe.
yeah.
It'd be the closest you could get to seeing Goku X Vados. There you go.
They do that?
People have been making fan art about Goku X Vados. It's out there. You'll find it.
These people are wild.
Yeah, legitimately. People.
Anyways,
I've seen art of Goku and Vados together, and Vados is pregnant.
anyways,
Yes. Yeah.
anyways,
You know who you are if you do that art. Anyways, yeah, so they basically talk about what Goma did to them and everything, and they're like, huh. Now the king, he explains like, yeah, I don't like that Goma's running um the demon realms and everything. I want you to be able to defeat Goma so then I could be the demon king. And honestly, it seems like he wouldn't be a bad demon king. It seems like he does
Yeah.
everything for peace.
Yes, he does.
So maybe is that a possible hint that he ends up becoming the demon king of the demon realm after this story is over?
Hmm.
Probably.
I wonder if it's that simple.
It would make the most sense. I don't know. Clearly, they would have taken. Now, they also explain how they want to go look for the Dragon Balls too, just as a backup plan if they can't save Dende. And they obviously explain about the Tamagamis and everything and how strong they are. And the king is somewhat doubting Goku's strength. He's like, okay, I just want to see if you're that strong. So that's what happens. We get Goku going up against all of the king of the demon realm, the king of the demon king's third realm men. Care to explain how that went?
It went about as you would expect. Goku kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah, see, he didn't do this with a power pole either.
Mm-hmm. He just went all hands.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So clearly Goku's getting a lot better in his younger body again. And
Mm-hmm.
what was the most surprising thing to come out of this episode that we saw in this fight?
Ah, yes, he bursts his aura into a Super Saiyan.
And he actually transforms into a Super Saiyan.
Only for a second though.
Yeah, for a second, but it's still Super Saiyan. He gives that pose where he's just like iconic Goku pose. That's an iconic Goku pose. So
Indeed.
that's the thing. Also, fun fact, more GT references. Don't know if this was just thrown in there for kicks and giggles or just to pay a tribute or homage, but in Dragon Ball GT Episode 5, Goku also went Super Saiyan.
Oh yes, that's right.
So just in this episode, Episode 5, a Dragon Ball Daima, Goku goes Super Saiyan. Again, I don't know if they did this for kicks and giggles or they threw this as an homage to Dragon Ball GT, but hey, if that was, good way to use it. Clearly, we're obviously going to be seeing Goku go Super Saiyan a lot more in this show, probably especially when he fight the Tamagamis. But again, crazy. Goku ends up beating them all up, winning. They're all in shock about what Goku did, and basically, the Demon King's like, okay, 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 we've seen enough. You're strong. So Glorio asked for like one of their best ships because his ship got stolen, and the Demon King's like, all right, yeah, sure. I will have to change the code because it's gonna be quite different. And then we need to make sure it's registered under you, right? Because of warp and everything, right? So Panzy also says that she's gonna go. She brings a lot of luggage and everything, and Goku does the heroic thing where he's like, "Don't worry, I'll make sure I look after if things get tough." Also, they do tell this other member of his of the Demon King's army, like, "Hey, we also want to make a mention that we got some friends that are actually gonna come and help." And obviously, Demon King's like, "Oh, friends, more strong people to come help." Yes, yes. And they basically explain like, "Listen, they're on planet Earth on Universe 7 and they're on top of this big lookout tower. So there's this chubby looking dude that comes over here. He's kind of oblivious. He's just like, but do I have to? And the king's like, do it or else. And he's like, okay. And he pulls out something that looks like the Dragon Ball radar and legitimately finds where Vegeta, Bulma, and Piccolo and Kibito Kai are all at.
Yep, we're
Just
just
as
back at Kami's lookout, back on planet Earth, Universe 7.
Now, it's funny how Goku's like, oh, wow, I didn't know you have the device that could find him like that. I thought he would put that in, but no. But that's a pretty interesting device. It seems like they can use that device to find anybody he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to get given a ship to basically go pick up Vegeta, Piccolo, Bulma, and Kibito Kai. Well, from what we see of the opening endings, it seems like Kibito won't be joining. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting much from him anyway.
So, well, they still got to explain how do Supreme Kai and Kibito Kai fuse back into their fusion again, because remember, this takes place before Battle of Gods.
Hmm.
Either we see that, otherwise that means this shit was off-screened. I'm guessing.
I'm guessing.
We'll see. We'll see. You never know. They could just, maybe they accidentally take off an ear and they're just like, oh no!
All these retcons.
I want to say it's a retcon, but it's something that needs to be fulfilled. Otherwise, I'm just gonna say, well, I guess they must have fused off screen, but why? I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe it has something to do later on in this show. Maybe something gets hectic and they're like, okay, we need to fuse Supreme Kai. Okay, Kibito, let's do this. So yeah, because hey, again, Supreme Kai does make the mention like, look, I'm strong, but not as strong as Goku. So there's the thing. But well, altogether, the episode ends off with them flying off, and it looks like, okay, we're gonna get to the next part. It makes Gloria makes the mention for them to reach the next destination they need to go to. It's gonna take them 4 days, and Goku's like, 4 days. And I think Panzy's like, oh, look, whatever, who cares? But then their engine starts to sputter, and they start falling down and crashing down. And Panzy's like, maybe it has something to do with my luggage. Oh.
She was taking in a lot of stuff.
She was taking everything like she was going on goddamn vacation or something. I'm like, gee, because when she started dragging that shit in, I'm like, do you need all of this? I don't know. They fall down to the ground. The episode ends, and I'm guessing the next part of the show is, all right, episode 6. We're gonna see them trying to repair the ship. Now, Pansy does say she's a mechanic, but I feel like what's gonna happen next week is she's gonna say, we don't have the parts I need to fix the ship. We need to go find a demon city to get parts to fix the ship. That's why I legitimately feel like it's gonna happen next week.
City. They probably crashed on it in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they crash on in the middle of nowhere, but they'll probably have to walk to a city to get the parts they need. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, another great episode of Dragonball Daima. I am liking Pansy as a character, though. Pansy is a good character.
Indeed.
Your thoughts?
I like her. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely can't wait to see how she interacts with the other characters and stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna go for guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Dragon Ball Daima content or any other anime content I upload to the channel. Till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day or night watching this video, and hit that subscribe button. Not only to my channel, but my co-host channel. Leave a link in the description below. Till then, guys, peace.
Peace.